Shenanigans are already underway at the Arizona legislature. This week, HB 2062, a transracial bill, was heard in the House Government Committee. And though they tried to say that it's to protect women, we all know that's not true. In fact, it would probably do more damage to women. They really cared about women. Perhaps they would not try to regulate our every single move, and maybe they would vote for the Violence Against Women Act, or maybe the ERA would be ratified. But no, they're focused on other people's genitalia and putting them into very small boxes. And at the government committee this past week, people showed up.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, for hearing this vote. Everyday Americans know that a woman is an adult human female. You know this. Your constituents know it too. And yet today, a powerful group of activists seek to convince judges and unelected bureaucrats that men who identify as women have an unfettered right to access women's spaces. In House Bill 2062, the Arizona Sex-Based Terms Act is a tool for stopping this sort of interpretive overreach and judicial activism. This bill was carefully drafted to ensure that it does not create any special rights for women, nor does it take rights away from others. It simply establishes the foundation, sets the terms of the debate, if you will, for policy discussions about complex issues related to men and women. The Arizona Sex-Based Terms Act does three things. First, it clarifies the definitions of words already used in state law. Words such as woman, man, male, female, and sex, which is necessary because we can't prevent sex discrimination if we can't define sex. Second, it ensures that publicly collected data regarding men and women reflects biology. It does not require public entities to start collecting new information, nor does it prevent public entities from also collecting data on gender identity. It simply ensures that publicly collected sex-based statistics are accurate. Third, this bill articulates Arizona's important interest in offering single-sex spaces to advance equal opportunity and to protect privacy, safety, and fairness. It does not require single-sex spaces. It protects those that are offered from legal attack. And it preserves our right, the legislature's right, to change things and to figure out how to handle situations based on context. I am now...
Explain your amendment.
Yes, my amendment basically, there was a change. We eliminated a section and we made D to C, and that was it.
Okay. Did anybody send him in the school?
Yes, there are. And I have to go through. So there are, we'll go ahead and talk. Yeah.
Yep.
Mr. Chair, well, I just want to clarify this bill. So can you tell me, is there a difference these days between how sex is defined versus gender?
Right now, this is defined sex.
Yes, so, which in my knowledge, it has to do with chromosomes that are within every human being.
Correct.
Okay.
Mr. Chair and the members, thank you for this opportunity to speak to you today. My name is Ruth Carter. I've lived in Arizona for the last 21 years. I graduated from ASU Law School, and I've practiced law for over 13 years. I'm a Phoenix Business Journal 40 Under 40, and I'm a two-time American Bar Association best-selling author. I am non-binary. My pronouns are they, them, theirs. My honorific is mix, spelled MX. I am not male or female. I have, at least for now, the non-binary trifecta: birth certificate, driver's license, and passport. All of my IDs say non-binary or the abbreviation X. As you all know, Arizona has been and continues to be one of the most popular states to move to. According to a 2024 article on Arizona Family, the two most popular states where new Arizona residents move from are California and Washington, two of the states that issue a non-binary birth certificate at birth. You have people moving here who only have non-binary IDs. This bill discriminates against people like them and like me. It would legitimize discrimination against us as individuals, or by individuals and by institutions. Essentially, third parties could say they know better than us what our sex is. We deserve equal protection and recognition under the law. This bill also tries to erase intersex people. According to the NIH, approximately 1 in 5,000 live births is a baby born with ambiguous genitalia. According to March of Dimes, a little over 78,000 babies were born in Arizona in 2023. If this is reflective of a typical year, we can expect that 15 to 16 babies born in Arizona are intersex from birth, not male, not female. And these children may not include all the babies whose external anatomy doesn't match their internal organs, like someone born with a vulva on the outside but has testes on the inside. And this fact may not be determined for years until someone has a reason to take a closer look. If this bill happens, I don't know what would happen to my driver's license. Would I have to go to another state and lie about my address to get a new one? Based on the verbiage of this bill, I can't tell you if I would be classified as a man or a woman. I've never created another human being, so I have no idea if I have ova or the ability to create sperm inside my body. And no one from the outside can make that determination either. People guess.
Hold on. I want you to be able to finish.
People guess and make assumptions all the time, at least in regards to what they assume my gender is. And that's all they are, guesses. As one of the members mentioned already, the issue of chromosomes. I regularly encounter people who say that non-binary people don't exist, that every girl has XX chromosomes and every boy is XY. And that's not accurate. That's what we see most frequently. But we have XY girls and we have XX boys. There are also people who have 3 or 4 chromosomes. So there are people who are XXY, XXX, and XXXY. And most people haven't had their chromosomes tested, and they don't know what they have. Think of non-binary people like people with green eyes. We are rare, but we are real. And let me end by saying this. It's okay if you're confused or if you have questions about non-binary people. I suspect you grew up being told that there are only 2 sexes, male and female. And it's okay if it's hard for you to adjust to the fact that there are more than 2 sexes and 2 genders. I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have, or if you prefer, you can contact me directly for a private conversation. I welcome any questions that come from a place of curiosity and respect, even if you're not sure about the correct way to phrase it.
Representative questions. Representative Kesher.
Yes, Mr. Chair. And what was your name?
Ruth Carter.
Ruth, that's right. So yeah, I'm just clarifying. I feel like maybe I misunderstood you. How many did you say were born intersex?
Approximately 1 in 5,000 births.
Okay, yeah, I thought you said something about 15 out of 16, and I was going to just say National Institute of Health, it's like 0.018%.
Right, no, that would be the expected number born each year in Arizona based on the number of births reported for 2023.
Okay, it was just a point of clarification. Thank you.
Okay, my name is Carla Roberts. I live in LD 17. I drove all the way here from Tucson today to talk to you, particularly Representative Keschel. As the representative from LD 17, I think you need to know that I called thousands of constituents in LD 17 this past election, and not one person said that their top priority or concern was to eliminate trans folks from their community. Not one. I knocked on over 3,000 doors.
Ma'am, okay, please stick to the bill, your comments to the bill, not directed at any one representative up here.
Okay, I knocked on 3,000 doors in every single territory of LD 17. And again, not one person opened up their door and said they were concerned about transgender folks. Not one. Zero, as a matter of fact. Zero. Gas, groceries, education, children being safe from guns in school. These are the issues I heard at the doors this last year. And on the phones. And I'm asking you today to stop this witch hunt against the transgender folks in Arizona. I'm asking you to give mercy to the transgender community by voting no on HB 2062. Instead, please support our community by voting yes on Representative Villegas' Strike Everything Amendment.
Chairman Blackman and committee members, thank you for allowing me to speak. My name is Erica Kepler. 2024 saw the rise of the manosphere, a form of performative hypermasculine identity that claimed male superiority and victimhood. This emerging subculture was significant in the last election, and this bill enables that subculture to advance toward its goal of renewed male dominance of our society. A special target of the ire of the manosphere are transgender people. This bill tries to erase us, a harmless minority simply trying to live our own lives and pursue our own happiness. It rigidly defines a person's sex in law in a way that is inescapable and utterly trivial. There is more to a person's gender than the microscopic production of the sperm or ova. It drives a hard wedge through society and forces people into two legal social classes based on biology with no ability to move out of them. That's about as un-American as you can imagine. This bill makes it impossible for a transgender person to have the gender they live every day, legally recognized with no compelling public interest to justify it. It forces us into dangerous situations while it simultaneously humiliates and degrades us. Transgender people are people. We are Americans. We are Arizonans. We are harmless. We have committed no crime. We don't deserve this. But this bill is really a Trojan horse intent on rolling back the women's rights movement. It would make sex discrimination much easier to do and harder to litigate. It lays the groundwork for a sex-segregated society at any place or level instituted by law. 1-902B would give any political body in the state the power to make any space sex-segregated. It could lead to legal categories of men's works and women's work. A city could say that only men could be police officers or firemen, or that only women could be school teachers or nurses. They only need a rational basis to claim this similar situation. This bill is a cruel attack on a harmless community. It would destroy our lives. Please have some human decency and vote no on this assault on innocent people. And since I prepared for 2 minutes and I have some time left here on the clock, I want to add to my comments and say that the transgender population of this state and this nation are in a state of absolute terror right now. Many of us, including myself, who have the means, are looking at leaving the country. I only have one friend who's fled to Canada. We shouldn't be forced as refugees to leave our own land, our own home. I love this country, even when it doesn't love me back. Transgender people are the highest expression there is of the American ideal of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We should be celebrated in this country as symbolic by just how free we all are, not be forced to leave. We've done nothing wrong. We don't deserve this. Thank you.
Members, any questions? Okay.
Hello, my name is Samuel Cars. I am from Santan Valley, Arizona. Dear Chairperson and members, my name is Samuel Cars, and I'm a new face to all of you. However, I'm not new when it comes to speaking. I'm here today missing work and less than a month away from moving out of the U.S. due to fear for my life as a transgender person. I'm also here to beg you to vote no on this bill. When you look at me, what do you see? Because under this bill, I would be considered a woman. Do I look like a woman to you? My driver's license and passport say male, and under state law, I can legally change it on my birth certificate, although lengthy process. But by this law, I'm a female, and by that, considered a woman. So which one is it? According to this bill, I would have to use a women's restroom in places like schools, and I'd be allowed in an all-women's shelter. This bill does not protect women and girls the way you may think it does. If a man wants to harm a woman and girl, then he is just going to do it. He's not going to demasculinize himself in order to harm them in bathrooms and changing rooms. These laws are specifically targeted at trans women, but don't take into consideration that you'd be putting men like me into women's spaces. This bill does not protect women or girls. It only allows men an easier access to them. I ask this every time I speak. What side of history do you want to be on? Because to be on the correct side of history, you must vote no on this bill. Thank you.
Members, with your votes of 4 ayes and 3 nays, you have given House Bill 2062 as amended due pass recommendation. And